He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands.
What's up, Dusty?
He's got the whole world in his hands.
Welcome back to another episode of the Ministry of Truth. I am Javi, your host, with the most, your most favorite host on this show. Anyway, I guess you all wonder why I have you gathered here today. And why is my show entitled Who Let the Clowns Out? Well, this has nothing to do with Baja Men, so they didn't write shit. What we are going to do is we're going to watch some videos about being ultra woke today. So we're going to have an idea, a good understanding of what's going on with our amazing culture today. Okay? One of the first things I want to do is, you may or may not know there's a new movie coming out. It's called Snow White. I just want to hear a little bit about the movie from the main actress and what she plans on doing right now. Let me make sure it's that's not what I wanted. She's going to explain to us a little bit about the movie and how it came about, which, okay, understandable. So let's see what it's about.
I mean, the original cartoon came out in 1937,
Right,
and
it did.
very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with
Okay.
a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
So no Prince or a different kind of Prince?
We have a different approach to what
Right,
I'm sure
right.
a lot of people will assume is a love story, just because.
How do you
he
assume
cast
it's
the
a
guy
love
in the
story?
movie,
Right.
Andrew
Just because there's a
Burnap,
guy
great
in the
dude.
movie?
It's it's one of those things that I think everyone's gonna have.
Oh, come on. This never happens, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, it's
Have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful.
Right.
And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's
So
guess
what's
until
Snow White about?
2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. I
So-
mean, the original cartoon came out in
Yeah, shut up.
1937, and very evident.
So if it's not a love story and they're going to cut out all the male character parts, Prince's parts, who the fuck wakes her up? I get it. Some strong, independent woman who don't need no man knows CPR. And it's probably one of the little people. Well, I don't know what they're called now, but okay. I got a tons of videos to go through. I'm just trying to figure out what order I want to put it in. Oh, here we go. So this one is a Canadian Prime Minister candidate, conservative. However, she has a little problem with figuring out I forgot the question. Hold on. Oh, this is about males, transgender women in prisons. And this is her ideology. I'm so glad she's running for Canada. She's diverse too.
The Service of Canada confirmed its policy that biologically male inmates can be reassigned to women's prisons based on preference alone. So, wondering what you think about that policy and if you would reverse that as Prime Minister.
What is up with Twitter? Probably because I loaded them earlier. Hang on a second. I know how to fix this.
Correctional Service of Canada confirmed its policy that
That's how you know it's live.
biologically male inmates
Live.
can be reassigned to women's prisons based
What's
on
up, Matt?
preference alone. So, wondering what you think about that policy and if you would reverse that as Prime Minister.
Well, I think it's very important that people, whatever their gender, has a certain level of comfort in certain situations. I also think that there are situations where uh, biological females
Oh, what
may
the hell?
feel a sense of vulnerability because of the situations that
Oh,
they may
YouTube,
have
it's just
been
like
in.
it's you
For
and me.
example, if they were sexually
Rumble
assaulted
just
by
locked
a
out.
male,
Interesting.
etc. And so we have to make sure that we find compassionate ways to accommodate the diversity
Hey, Tiny.
of
Yeah, Rumble just went
individuals
down.
that
So,
will
okay,
find themselves in a
no biggie.
facility,
I'll just
whether it
repost
is
this
a
later.
shelter or whether it is a correctional facility.
So basically, what this lady is, I obviously weren't paying attention. She refuses to, answer the question: should we allow trans women to be in biological women prisons? Yes, it's prison. I get it, but no. Some of those women are probably victims of sexual assault and rape and all. Oh, that forcible, unwanted interactions. Fucking YouTube censors. You can't even say words that matter. Oh, this is good. Let's do some schools and school board stuff. So this is a teacher in middle school. I don't know what she taught, but it's a good thing she's a teacher, okay? Because we could learn a lot from her. She's teaching our students, so more power to her. Anyway, Mrs. Transphobia. I don't know her name. Don't really care to know her name.
Story time.
Oh, sweet.
So, I first came out to my students as non binary in 2015
Right.
when I was a paraeducator in a high school in Maryland. In the fall of 2016, I was student teaching in my master's program.
What's a did you say para-educator? Para-teacher?
And I faced my first incidents of transphobia impacting my career.
What's a para-teacher?
I assigned a news article to my students
Morning,
about
Andrea.
Trans Day of Remembrance. The next week, my advisor told me the
Teachers Day.
principal of the high school where I was student teaching had asked that I be removed from my placement because a parent had sent an email.
I get it. She's a teacher and all, but things have changed. But if I had to do the parent teachers, like, oh, hello, nice to meet your kid. I don't know what she would be like. Hey, I'm Mike. How you doing? She'd be like, well, this is what we're gonna teach your kid. No, get the fuck out, Mr. Joy. You're gonna have to be more inclusive and progressive. No, I don't. It's America.
Saying that they did not want their child in class with me. The parent claimed that I was pushing a liberal agenda by forcing kids to use alternate pronouns for me. I was
What's an alternate pronoun?
indignant to my core.
Right.
And my advisor was very supportive, but ultimately the university allowed it to happen. And they made me do another student teaching placement the following spring.
Oh, okay. When she was
that caused me to graduate a semester later than I should have.
Okay, white man's
one of the many ways that transphobia can negatively impact a person's career.
What's up, Rob?
Fortunately, that second placement was in an amazingly supportive school.
Oh, sweet.
Where I got to work with the GSA, and I got to experience teaching in a school that affirmed my trans identity for the first time.
Oh, and this is where I go back
the hard way that
if you do not affirm their identities, or whatever the fuck they are, you're a racist. You're a bigot. You're a homophobe. You're me. Get it? No? Oh. Right, Andrea? I mean, that kind of shit needs to be left at home.
Even
not
in a
at school.
place with non-discrimination policies, transphobes can weaponize their privilege and their fake outrage to
oh no, it's not fake.
Trans people's careers.
These are the same people that, will go to people's jobs and be like, this guy's a homophobe, transphobe. We need them taken out. I had an article I put on my Facebook about this realty company, Compass. One of the employees was coming out talking about, hey, we don't need our kids, this and that. And, the woke mob got her fired. So you're not out there trying to ruin people's jobs? I get that. I get that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I really didn't want to play this one because I'm very upset that it actually did happen and that this kid's young. This kid's 4 years old. And when I say they're indoctrinating, this kid's not in school. Okay? 4 years old. And they're being taught this. So be prepared for this.
If you want girl parts and you don't have them, you can do special surgery where they turn your penis inside out and there's a vagina inside.
In case y'all didn't hear that
If you
the first
want girl parts and you don't
Good job, FBI. Funny how it played right the first time.
have them, you can do.
Yeah.
If you want girl parts and you don't have them, you can do special surgery where they turn your penis inside out and there's a vagina inside.
Yo, this
You
is a
want
fourth
girl
grader.
parts?
Or a 4-year-old. Why does a fucking 4-year-old even know what the fuck that is? You know? Sorry. It's those stunning and brave parents that are grifting off the fact like, hey, they don't like me right now because apparently I look snobbish and caring and stuck up. It's just the gray in my hair and light. But if we pretend like our kid's trans, we're stunning and brave and people will like me. People will like me if I support the trans agenda and sexualizing kids in school. You can be trans all you want, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care. People don't want to know. People don't care. Let kids discover that shit when they're old enough to. Not with you pushing that shit down their throat. Anyway, I digress. That one kind of pissed me off. What's this one? There's so much that I want to show. Let me do a school board meeting. Right. Fuck, dude. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a fucking movie star. Did that happen? No. Did I pretend to be one? Hell yeah. When we were growing up and kids, we paid cops and robbers, cowboys and Indians. Obviously, I had to play the Indian. I'm just kidding. I played the cowboy.
Elementary school, middle school, high
Let me-
school. At the last meeting, my time to speak was cut short, and there was so much to say about the new sexual education curriculum. I realized the curriculum has already been approved. I also realized that Miss Rice, who I incorrectly was referring to as a doctor last week or last
Joe
month,
Biden.
explained that only 3 families out of 4,500 students in Benicia voiced concern about the curriculum. Our family has also been told that we can simply have our children opt out of the sex ed classes if we have an issue with the classes. But I would like to say to you who are in
Well, first of all, I don't know how old the kid she's talking about. But the opt-out thing is actually a good idea. In a way. Now, 8th grade and below, no, there's no opting in, opting out. That shit's not allowed. Freshmen in high school, well, I honestly believe it should be taught. It was taught to me. It was taught to anybody that's Gen X, and the first 5 years of being millennials. We were taught that. We were also taught how to balance a checkbook. We were taught how to file taxes the book and pamphlet way. I know I was. I was taught to cook. I was taught how to plan a wedding. All that shit that I forgot about and reinvented it anyway. I'm done.
who are entrusted to represent and make decisions for our children, and to the community that may be watching this video, that we have a big concern with what is now being taught to children as young as 10 in Benicia, such as Children are being asked to identify their pronouns, and this is now part of the 10-year-old curriculum.
Oh,
This forces a gender discussion beyond the
Like,
scope of the state
10-year-old as in a 10-year-old kid, or it's been in a curriculum for 10 years? I'm thinking as a 10-year-old.
requirements and complicates an already overburdened classroom environment. We are alarmed that gender identity is now being discussed in math classes. This takes time from core learning and does not benefit the students or our community. Teaching kids that there isn't any standard or truth and that you can believe anything you want to believe is not scientifically accurate or medically correct. For example, the notion that a girl can decide to be a boy or a boy can decide to be a girl is not true and should not be taught. The new curriculum teaches that individuals can decide if they're male or female, regardless of anatomy, does not explain that a boy cannot menstruate and a girl cannot impregnate someone. This is not scientific or medically accurate. Our 10-year-olds will now be taught that they can receive puberty blockers to prevent their body from going through changes that make them
That's so
uncomfortable.
dumb.
All humans are uncomfortable during adolescence. To teach vulnerable children that a
He
lifetime of
doesn't care.
dependence on medical care is a viable
She's paying
option
attention.
is
She's paying
completely
attention.
unacceptable and evil, frankly. The new curriculum
This guy doesn't
encourages
care. He's
gender
probably playing
confusion, not
solitaire
gender
looking up CP.
clarification. All parents should question how this is helpful, scientifically sound, or medically accurate. 12-year-olds will now be taught about oral and anal sex.
Oh,
12-year-olds. So I get a
this
little
got to be
emotional about this
California.
because I think that's wrong. The Ed Code 51933 requires that instruction and materials should be appropriate for use of pupils of all races, genders, sexual orientations, and ethnic and cultural backgrounds. Teaching children about oral and anal sex violates this law, since several cultures would not find this teaching appropriate. When we asked, we were told the reason the curriculum removes the idea of male and female was to be more inclusive,
Listen,
but no longer
when
include
it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, they don't really mean diversity. They don't. Just saying.
or no longer identifying females as having ovaries and males as having testes is not scientific, not medically
It's
accurate, and
science.
not true. It's nonsense.
Oh, hold on.
It's
Before
not a
we get any
choice.
further,
People are not.
Tommy boy, this one was for you. Call your Lord and Savior. Yeah.
Not gender fluid, and to teach our children this is not okay. We're appalled that the school district has adopted this curriculum.
Thank you. Thank you.
If
for-
anybody wants information on where to find this information in the new curriculum, I've researched it very thoroughly. I'm happy to provide that.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, Mom. Let's see. I think I have one more school board meeting. I do. All right, let's get to this last school board meeting, and then I got more, man. It's so fucking, I'm telling you, it's a clown world out there today. Well, obviously we know that, but obviously you don't see a lot of it on TV because they don't want to show it to you on TV. Yeah, and if Donovan, if you go look, not on my lives, on my regular posts, watch 1984, and you'll see why this shit's happening, and it's going to keep happening until people wake up and educate themselves.
The next speaker is Alexander Stein.
If you know who this guy is, wait till the
Plano
end.
City
Just
Council.
wait till the end.
Remember me? My name is Alexander Stein, and I am an Elmtart school teacher. I want to apologize that I have to use artificial intelligence to communicate this evening, but my throat is very sore from some nasty gonorrhea in my throat that I got from a glory hole during my trip to El Paso to help all the sex traffickers at the border. Something you may not know about me is not only do I have one of the biggest packages in Dallas County, but I am also a teacher, and I'm coming here today
Not school
not
board.
to speak about my anaconda, but to warn you guys about the upcoming school year. Ever since Elon Musk took over Twitter, he has amplified the voices of white supremacists like Tim Pool as well as other racist right-wingers. If you don't believe me, the only proof you need is the account, Lips of TikTok, which constantly tries to expose hard-working teachers that are just
Which is what
trying
y'all
their
were
hardest
watching.
to teach their students about masturbation and sex at the elementary school level, and as a fellow teacher at an elementary school.
Yeah, why'd you turn it off?
It's totally inappropriate. It's inappropriate. Thank you, Mr. Stein. It's inappropriate.
Where's the city attorney? Oh, I can't come up here, but you're gonna let teachers indoctrinate kids with pride flags. You're gonna let them teach their sexual ideology to young children there.
Thank you.
But you're gonna try to show me now. Well, I got this film. I don't even need your camera angle. I'm just saying you're an idiot. You're limiting free speech because I'm out here actually trying to do something. I'm trying to expose all the pedophilic teachers that are grooming our kids, that are giving kids vasectomies at 14 years old. What about all the gender reassignment surgery? You don't care about that because you like when kids get their penis cut off there. Yeah, you do. Well, then why are you limiting my free speech? I'm not just saying, but this is going to go to court. I'm going to sue you. You're limiting my free speech. I'm allowed to speak here, and you're limiting my free speech by turning it off. You know what you're doing. Where's the city attorney?
Yeah, where is the city attorney?
Is the city attorney here? Are you going to have me removed from the building?
Your time.
I'm just saying, are you having me physically removed from the building? No, because when I filed my lawsuit, Mayor, when I filed my lawsuit, I want to know, am I being physically removed from this building by this cop? Am I being physically removed? Am I being physically removed?
Yes.
Oh.
Physically removed. Okay, so
You just fucked up.
I just want this. I'm going to sue everybody here. You better not touch me, officer. I'm just telling you. You better not touch me. You're trying to intimidate me in this room. You're limiting my free speech. You got a lot of balls, Marijuana. But unlike these teachers that want to cut off kids' balls, I want to keep mine, and I want kids to keep theirs. So listen, I can make a scene. I got this on camera. This is better content, Mayor. No, this is better. No, because I didn't get my time.
Don't worry, Dusty.
You turned off the camera.
He did turn off the camera.
You turned off the camera when I'm trying to speak. Why are you guys touching me?
Yeah, why are you touching me?
Get off me.
It's a city council meeting. It doesn't make sense.
I'm out here. You just want to gender reassign all these children. You're a coward, Mayor, and you're a loser. You're afraid of free speech. You're a little baby back biatch. You know.
Tell him, Alex.
We got it all on camera, officer. Are you guys removing me? So what am I being removed for? Yeah, okay. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave this meeting.
If you're going to be loud like that, then you're disrupting a meeting or procession.
Listen, I'm trying to speak, and then they turn off the camera.
I understand that, sir.
So how is that legal? If I'm here to do my public duty and speak, why are they allowed to turn off the camera?
We have to proceed the meeting, so.
Yeah, but I didn't get to speak. I signed up to speak. Why did they turn off my microphone and camera?
You still spoke.
No, I didn't get my 3 minutes. You know what I'm
The reason these cops don't want to arrest him is they know they don't want to get sued.
You know it, and I know it. No, listen, you guys, this is a bunch of bull crap.
All right, before you guys think that was legit, half of that was legit. The first half or the second half? Pretty sure y'all figured it out, but in case you haven't, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play another clip by that same person, as well as another actor, or not actor, but singer. I wasn't going to play this, but I wanted to make sure you guys know that guy was basically trolling them.
Somebody got to do it. God soldier. Hey, Bryson Great, Alex Stein, let's get it. Hey, ooh, I got everybody mad. Y'all ain't fed up, they got y'all kids watching drag. Had they like strippers while them kids give them cash. Teachers tell them they can change genders in class. Ooh, I got everybody mad. Y'all ain't fed up, they got y'all kids watching drag. Had they like strippers while them kids give them cash. Teachers tell them they can change genders in class. They say, why you burn a pride flag in your video? Boy, I'm Bryson Gray, I'm not LaCrea, Andy Mineo. That's not a diss, just the truth. What you tripping for? I preach the Bible, what else would I be in it for? We told y'all about them slippery slopes, not even Disney woke. Hate speech to tell them the truth, but they gon' listen though. Have you ever read Romans 1? We're about to end it though. Talking about living, let live.
I do like that Zoom meeting did.
This is called righteous judgment. What type of parent let their son dress like a woman? I used to think I was Spider-Man. I wasn't. Y'all think it helped him a lot, but it doesn't. Hey, it's gonna get worse until we fight back. GOP promoting trainings now. I don't like that. His kids lost on the wild path. Get on the right track. Proverbs 17.
No, Denise, I don't think it was the police acting like police. The fact that the mayor decided, hey, I'm going to shut down your First Amendment rights. That was a violation of his constitutional rights. Had nothing to do with the police. If the police had arrested him, it would have been even worse. That's what that whole thing was about. Had nothing to do with the police being police.
Like that. Ooh, I got everybody mad. Y'all ain't fed up, they got y'all kids watching drag. Had they like strippers while them kids give them cash. Teachers tell them they can change genders in class. Ooh, I got everybody mad. Y'all ain't fed up, they got y'all kids watching drag. Acting like strippers while them kids give them cash. Teachers tell them they can change genders in class. Ooh.
Yo, Bryson Gray, why they gotta turn every kid gay? What's wrong with the people today? And you know a homie don't play. And I'm not going gay. I don't care what the media say. I'm so sick of the dancing. No, y'all better not be prancing up in a thong in front of a kid and his mom. You know that it's so wrong. That kid should be playing Donkey Kong, not looking at a man in a thong. Y'all, this is so sick. And you know y'all better quit. You know this is the truth. When I spit up in the booth, I'm prime time, number 99. And you know I grind and shine. Bryson Gray ain't going gay. Not tomorrow, not today. And a homie don't play. We will call you out. And you know I scream and shout. And you know I got that clout. I'm a pimp on a blimp. And I can see it from outer space. Don't do a drag race.
Well, Denise, I'm about 50-50 on that comment, and this is why I'm telling you why. Yes, police are just following orders, but police also have an oath to the Constitution of the United States. So if a law or order or whatever is considered unconstitutional, they have a choice. They can either do their job and support this socialist movement, or they can stand up for their rights and defend the Constitution of the United States. That's what an oath keeper was. That's what a 3%er was. Always remember that oath. But that was not where I wanted to go with that. But anyway, let's go with, that's not a teacher. That's a punk ass kid. Those we're going to do last. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to tie into that last one, which I don't really think I can. Anyway, let's go listen to a trans activist and what they decide to call their penis. They have special names for their penises if they haven't transitioned yet, apparently.
I want to know what you like to.
Come on.
If you're a trans girl who still has the parts that she was born with, I want to know.
Yeah, Conspiracy Castle was definitely a while back.
My
Him and Cassidy Campbell.
She-Miss and Princess Wand. If you're a trans girl who still has the parts that she was born with, I want to know what you like to call those parts. My personal favorites are She-Miss and Princess Wand. If you're a trans girl who still has the parts that she was born with,
Yeah.
I want.
Sheenus? I like to call it joystick. That's what I call mine. Totally inappropriate. That's okay. This show isn't about catching pedophiles. It's part of it. But I want to show you how stupid society has become. To include this guy, his no name, and he wants, So if I'm a guy, right, and I'm attracted to a trans woman, it's still totally 100% straight. According to this guy. Looking at this guy, I wouldn't say he's exactly... this ain't no chill stream. Oh, hey, Tommy boy, I'm glad you're here. I got this shirt just for you. Call your daddy. Yeah, call your daddy, bro. Call your daddy. Oh, God, I love Libs of TikTok.
Men are attracted to trans women who haven't had bottom surgery. This is very disconcerting and confusing to women when they find this out, because they think, well, if she hasn't had bottom surgery, then, and you want to play with that part of her, then you can't be 100% straight. But that doesn't make sense, because you have to remember that these are still women. Trans women are women. They are female. The attraction to her is from the waist up, but it can also be from the waist down. And they can experience pleasure playing with that person from the waist down. But that act, again, doesn't indicate a sexual orientation.
The doctor, guys.
It indicates an attraction to the person, to the woman, the trans woman. Actually, some of these men are attracted to gender fluidity.
Hold on. I'm going to restart.
In that the person exhibits...
Goddamn federal agencies. First, you shut off my
Some
Rumble.
straight men are attracted to trans women who haven't had bottom surgery. This is very disconcerting and confusing to women when they find this out because they think, well, if she hasn't had bottom surgery, then.
Well, I thought I was dating a girl who had a manly accent and an Adam's apple. Totally thought it was a girl, guys. Totally thought it was a girl. But, we went to, to eat the clam. One had a clam, one had a shucker. I didn't know what to do.
And you want to play with that part of her, then you can't be 100% straight. But that doesn't make sense because you have to remember that these are still women. Trans women are women. They are female.
They have
the attraction to her is from the waist up, but it can also be from the.
You need to listen to that 4-year-old from the beginning. She tells you if you want to be a woman. I'm not going to repeat what she said.
The waist down, and they can experience pleasure playing with that person from the waist down, but that
so they want
act,
a guy.
Again, doesn't indicate a sexual orientation. It indicates an attraction to the person, to the woman, the trans woman. Actually, some of these men are attracted to gender fluidity in that the person exhibits both male and female body parts, and that's attractive to them. Just like some gay men are attracted to trans men who haven't had bottom surgery. That doesn't make them bi, it doesn't make them straight. Some straight men are attracted to trans women who haven't had bottom surgery. This is very disconcerting and confusing to women when they find this out because they think, well, if she hasn't had bottom surgery, then, and you want to play with that part of her, then.
I don't know, guys. I feel like that one made me dumber. Oh, that hurt my head. Anyway, this one is another one from Lives of TikTok. And if people just want to be accepted, why do they have to be so creepy? This one's about 9 seconds long. And it's like, hey, look at me. I want acceptance. But I also want to fucking let you guys know that I'm secretly here to fuck you up. Cool story, bro. You peed there. A trans person peed there. Come on, guys. Give them an applause. They're being stunning and brave. Y'all remember hearing about those two kids, punk-ass TikTokers that, were like, we love Obama. Everything Obama. We love the Democratic Party. They're paying us. But anyway, gonna go back to in the video where, it's punk kids being punk kids because the Democratic Party. Hold on. I'm going to make sure this shit doesn't skip.
So whatever the FBI does is good with you. Wait, the Department of Justice controlled by Donald Trump even determined that Hillary Clinton didn't break the law. I like the guy with the Trump hat better. Speak to me, bro. He's better than you. He's silent. He can't say anything. He's got nothing. Wait, how does that not matter? You're saying that Hillary Clinton broke the law under Donald Trump's Department of Justice. Comey said we couldn't find someone who would prosecute. No, Comey said she didn't break the law. Under the Espionage Act, Section F of 793, she did not violate it. He said that when he was testifying in Congress.
Trump said that when he testified in Congress? I don't think that happened. Mr. Harry Jensen. Go get your paycheck from DNC. Well, at the same time, I'm looking at this Trump guy, and he doesn't seem very intelligent. They both look like they're brainwashed. They're all talking point. And then you got Mr. Oh, there in the background. That was definitely an incident where neither one of the parties had a legit argument. They were just talking points. And when the other talking points came up that they haven't heard of yet, they're like, well, fuck, I don't know what to say in this. Because, well, All right, not going to do this. So here we have an Australian telly. You got some splaining to do. Okay. This is one of yours. And I believe you owe us an explanation.
too many American flags. Like, they're on houses, they're on cars, saw them on couch cushions. Like, I don't know who's making these American flags, but they'd be making a bloody fortune. And, like, you're the only country that I know that does this. Like, the only time I think I've ever seen an Australian flag is, like, on the Harbour Bridge. Could not tell you what it looks like. Like, I know it's, like, blue and it's got some stars on it. But I think I could draw the American flag from memory. Like,
That's
I think I
good.
could make a bloody sculpture out of it. That's how many times I've seen it. It's enough. Let's pull back on it, okay? Let's stay humble. I'm just gonna say it.
I get it. I get it. I don't. It's America. We love our flag. I love my flag. You love Australian flag? She doesn't even know what the Australian flag looks like. Which to me is just, I don't know. Got some explaining to do, Telly. Anyway, let's go back to trans activist or anti-trans activist. I don't know whether it's a young guy, young girl, but, you know, supporting with their trans flag, their mask, and their little, you know, Dylan Roof hair. Roof. It's Dylan Roof, right? Anyway. What happens when he comes face to face, or she comes face to face with a detransitioner? Are they going to listen, or are they just going to be like, "You're different. You're different. You're just an extremist"?
That's okay. I'm comfortable recording.
Shut up. I forgot to refresh it.
How's it going?
You don't need to record me.
That's okay. I'm comfortable recording.
I'm not comfortable with you recording.
You're in a public
Okay,
place.
well, you don't have to stay then, because I'm going to record.
This is Billboard Chris, by the way.
That's how this is going to roll. If you want to come and hang out with me, I'm going to record.
I'm just standing here.
Me too.
Okay, cool. He's recording the grass.
So tell me, what do you think of the violence that happened yesterday?
I don't need to answer any of your questions.
No, you don't. Why do you think it's okay to sterilize kids? Do you know that that's happening? We've got Chloe Cole here. When she was 15 years old at Kaiser Permanente in California,
I watched you speak.
she received a double mastectomy. She was put on testosterone at
aware.
what age?
I was 13.
Right. Do you think a 13-year-old can consent to going on opposite sex hormones which don't belong in her body?
What's up, Two-Face?
So nothing to say, right? Just mantras, trans rights are human rights, but never,
I spoke
ever
at the
can
meeting
anyone have a
yesterday.
conversation.
You can listen to my speech there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll be recorded.
Stunning and brave.
And what did you say there? Might as well repeat it.
Doesn't remember because the speech is not in front of her. Are you broken?
Why do you think it's okay for
Did the Wi-Fi just kick
10-year-olds
off?
to have their puberty blocked?
It's
You do
rebooting.
understand
There it is.
that people get puberty blockers for early puberty, right?
So that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about precocious puberty. So precocious puberty is
So
a condition where
yeah.
girls.
Well, he's going to explain it, but they always bring up something like, well, oh, but this medical condition, it's a real medical condition. That's what they need it for. They're not just like, oh, I want to make sure if I want my testicles to drop or not, so I'm going to take this puberty blockers because I want a vagina. That's not how it works, buddy. That's actually worse for you.
Girls
It is
younger
not
than-
dangerous.
Precocious puberty, if I may finish, is a condition where girls younger than 8, boys younger than 9 are already hitting puberty. And they will receive this drug, normally called Lupron. And they'll get it just for a little while, and then they'll take them off so they can go through puberty again. That's not at all what we're talking about. We're talking about perfectly healthy children who have been deceived into believing that they are some alternate class of human called trans. And
That's a
that they won't
shitty
find
hair
true
guy, I
happiness
tell you.
unless they block their puberty completely, go on the opposite sex hormones, and receive surgeries. So tell me, what 10-year-old
what the hell
who
just
believes
happened?
in Santa Claus can possibly consent to becoming an anorgasmic, lifelong medical patient, sterilized, incapable of having a family, reducing their dating pool next to zero, and having to dilate their neovagina for the
She's
rest
not
of their life? What
digesting
kind
any of this.
Child can possibly understand what they're signing up for.
Dude, look at that brainwashed blank stare.
You think that's something a child can understand? I'm going to
That's
take that as
bad.
a no.
I understood it as a child.
Yeah.
Have you
How old are
I'm still
transitioned?
here 6 years later,
Have you
Okay.
transitioned?
still identifying the same way.
Right. I'm genuinely sorry you felt such distress that you decided you needed to alter your body. But I guess my question,
Wait,
if we
so
don't want to get into a conversation here, would be, what do you have to say to people like Chloe Cole here and all the other kids and the more than 45,000 people on Reddit's detransition group, for example? What do you have to say to them who now have deep regret, who had other mental health comorbidities going on, who were struggling with autism, depression, anxiety, borderline personality disorder, maybe had suffered abuse, trauma, sexual abuse, kids who were in foster care? What do you have to say to these kids who now have deep regrets and say that they did not receive any health care and there was no safeguarding in place to prevent them from taking lifelong, drastic medical decisions that forever changed their body, which they now regret and can't undo? Do you have any message for those kids?
And recognize that is the wrong puberty for them, but not kids who are going through
she's a
the wrong
detransitioner.
puberty and recognize that that is not the right puberty for them. It
There's
is
no
the
such
same.
thing as the wrong puberty.
She went through
There
it.
really isn't. No, there isn't. In order to mature and
That
And
was
her
an
voice is
adult.
permanently fucked up.
no, it's not a choice. You cannot stop nature, and if you try, there will be consequences. And there have been. I've been on these treatments, and you might have heard that they're reversible, but they're not. To this day, I experience pains in my joints, and I get shooting pains in my back, and they're so painful that for a moment they will paralyze me. I will stop moving, and you'll often hear that it just by creating a pause that's just temporary, it'll allow children some time to just make the correct choice to decide which puberty they want to go through. But that's not true. In girls who are already post-menarche and have already started their periods, it actually forces a period, which
Really?
when you're a biological female trying to live the lifestyle of a male, that is humiliating and it's traumatizing. And of course, why would I ever want to go through that? That was one of the factors that made me decide that I wanted to continue and go on testosterone, because I never wanted to have an experience like that again.
So I have a question for you. It sounded like you were basically blaming her for a choice she made at 11. Did you start transitioning?
That's what it sounds like.
You're saying she's responsible at 12 years old for the harm that was done to her by medical professionals who should know better? That was her own fault? That was her choice? Is that your position on this?
I'm not blaming her for anything.
What did you mean by that statement when you said that was your choice?
I'm saying
The hair out
that
of your face. There you go.
that was her choice to go back off of her treatments and to detransition. And I have no ill will against anyone who detransitions. And I am proud of anyone who recognizes this is not actually.
Yeah, get Two-Face. The other girl that with the hoodie, she was a she who transitioned to a he. Was like, fuck that, this is dumb, and transitioned back to a female. And now she's a speaker around the country.
Actually how I identify, and that is okay.
Well, what about the harm that's done to all these kids? What are we going to do about that? What are we going to do about all the harm coming to tens of thousands
raindrops.
of children who are going to experience
Yeah,
deep
because that's going to
regrets?
keep rain from getting your eyes.
Do you care about that harm just because some people like you will say that they're happier for transitioning?
3% of all trans people.
There's no data on this.
transition. Yes,
There have been no studies. The only
Yes,
studies that
there
have been
is.
done
Studies in
are
what, the past
self-selected
5 years?
participants. And it doesn't take into account that for most of these kids, the regret rate takes years to kick in because they're chasing this dream that,
You think this is
I've
a
gone
dream?
on puberty blockers.
You
That
think
didn't make
this
me
is a
happy.
dream?
Can I finish?
You think you standing here and telling me that I don't deserve to live? That
I
don't-
know she cut
that
her,
I don't deserve to
had her
live
boobs cut off. I don't think she went all the way.
and to live how I want to live. You think that is a dream? You think
Here's
that
what I
kids
think is
commit
happening to
suicide
trans
for a
kids.
dream. I don't need to talk to you anymore.
I think you've
More
fallen for
trans
a lie
kids
that if you
commit
transition, it's going to
suicide
make you
than
happier.
that transition.
Thank you.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're not done yet. But that was pretty much Billboard Chris. He loves to walk around. Normally he carries a billboard that says something to get people to talk to him. And sometimes he gets hit, sometimes he doesn't. He did one with James Klug and another doctor up in Portland. Dude, they were fucking rude. And there's kids that were conservative, like were against this and stuff, and people were just looking down on them. But anyway, this is Billboard Chris again. This one I thought was kind of funny because it shows a little more of the older generations buying into this, which is weird because you think the older generations like us, maybe, I don't know, they looks about as old as I do. But how they fall for the same gender ideology, transition ideology, and stuff like that. It's just fucking crazy when I see it. Give me 2 seconds. Let me pull it up the right way.
Good morning, everybody.
Protect kids from hate.
How are
We
you?
protection.
What are we protesting here today?
The fact that they're bringing Leadership Institute here,
Lies.
which is founded by a hate.
So what are you
group,
protesting?
Moms for Liberty.
Oh, yeah?
We're concerned.
So they're
about-
calling Moms for Liberty a fucking hate group. Okay. Moms for Liberty is a bunch of moms that come together and like, hey, we don't want our kids being taught bullshit in school. We want them taught the right thing. Like reading, writing, and arithmetic. I don't think I have. Donovan.
A conflict
You're
of
not allowed to
interest.
stand in the street. The police,
With
the
Richard
police just
Ziegler.
told us you're not allowed to stand in the street.
I'm quite comfortable, thank you.
Who are you with?
Oh, I'm speaking here today.
Oh, what's your name?
Yeah, my name's Billboard Chris.
Watch.
Oh, hi, Billboard Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how
I'm
are
not
you?
going to really chat with you, okay?
Oh, why not?
Wait, why?
Why not?
See, this is
I'm
the
a nice
thing.
guy.
To have a good debate, right? You have to have both sides willing to listen, which obviously she's not willing to do. You got a side that was willing to tell their argument, their case, which she started to do at the beginning, but was very shitty about it because she has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. Yeah. I don't even know what to say, man, because these are older people. These are the stunning and brave parents and grandparents that want their kids to be trans. They're so stunning and brave. They need that, just like their kids. They will need that affirmation so they can believe what they want to believe instead of believing what's the actual truth. Because science is just science, guys. Trust the science. Trust the science when it comes to other stuff. But when it comes to biology, it's made up.
Guy, I'm just wondering why you're protesting the opening of a building that's going to train people to run for school board. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is.
Look at this. She finds out who I am and she can't speak. She's mute. She's gone mute. Hi, how are you?
Okay.
Stop spinning history to fit secular agendas.
Stop spinning history to fit secular agendas. All right, lady, tell me what you know about United States history. Oh, you can't because you're only going to spew what's being told to you, but you have no idea what's in the history they're trying to spew. I looked at some of that Florida history for Black Americans. It's legit. It tells pretty close to actual truth. Still got some inconsistent. That's the biggest thing the second biggest thing they were talking about, except for trying to the Don't Say Gay bill, which got put on the back burner because they figured out fuck, that was a lie. That's why they're pushing this racist narrative.
This is a plan.
How are they spinning history? See, this is classic. Do not.
Look at-
We don't want your culture war. What's the culture war going on? Oh, here we go.
Culture war is,
What's
I'll give
culture
you a
war?
good example.
Don't put your sign in my face.
The culture war is that there is no benefit to slavery. Slavery was an evil in American
What the fuck do you know about free
and should be
speech?
taught to every child.
Yeah.
If a child could be sold to another family, just stop engaging.
Wait, what?
So you think that
And should be taught
Yeah.
to every child. The culture war is that there is no benefit to slavery. Slavery was an evil in American
Yeah.
history
Yeah.
and should be taught.
Okay, but nobody denies that. Whoever said slavery was a good thing? Well, the thing says it's the skills that they learned and they were able to push out for their future generations. Okay? They're not trying to say slavery didn't exist. They're not trying to say slavery's good. They're just letting you know some things came out of it that were actually good. Believe it or not. But you guys don't want to admit that. So you're saying history's a joke? We are correct, Two-Face. I'm glad you said that. So, we are all... Wait, is it frozen? For real? Oh, okay. We are all slaves. And the way this, I believe, is explained, in America, we pay taxes. Oh, really? Try restarting your browser, because it's showing it's going. Is anybody else having video problems? Okay. Is it the video's getting stuck, or can y'all still hear me? Because I might just be hitting pause. But then again, that's besides the point. If we pay taxes, yes, we are slaves because we're paying America so we can live here. You don't pay taxes, what happens? Go to jail. The massa get you. You're a slave because you have to work for little to no money. Because your CEOs, they'll get paid millions and millions of dollars, while you guys get paid $15 an hour. Okay, thank you, Two-Face. It's they only want to see one side, but they don't want to see the whole picture. All they see, yeah, my video shouldn't be showing right now because I'm talking. Wait. Yeah, if you can see me moving, then I don't know what's going on with the video behind it. Probably because it's paused. Fuck, I forgot. Let's get back to the video.
Taught
Yeah.
to every child.
Yeah.
If a child could be sold to another.
Same thing with Two-Face. Yes, it's you can own your own business. The only shitty part about owning that business is you got to pay for a business license. You got to pay taxes on your business. Again, part of your profit goes to those taxes. So in a way, you're still essentially a slave to the government with the illusion of freedom.
Another family. Just stop engaging.
So you think they're teaching
I
that
think
slavery
that
is a
you're
good thing
white
here today?
supremacist. I think you're a white supremacist.
How so?
That's what I think. How so? You tell me. How
If
so.
you listen to everything that he just came out there and said, does anything like he said sound like he's a racist or a white supremacist? So this goes back to the ancient argument. If hate speech is racist. If I don't like what you're saying, it's racist. Okay? Anybody that types yep, that's racist and I don't like it. I'm just kidding. I don't fucking care.
He's aggravating us. This man is
Yeah.
filming us and he is provoking.
We all can't be in the road.
Sure.
I like this.
Come on the sidewalk and talk.
Look at
Yeah.
him. He's just like, nobody can be on the road. But they're like, is she going to stay here?
problem.
White supremacist.
My name's
Where's
Billboard
your
Chris.
hood? Where is your hood?
Oh, hi. How's it going?
You're dressed up.
Where's
You
my
know what's
hood?
funny?
Where's your
Where
hood?
is your hood? Where's your hood? If you listen to people, some people will tell you that the red hood. No correlation between that. But the white hood has been exchanged for a MAGA hat. If you listen to liberals, they'll tell you that too.
Hood.
Oh my gosh.
Where's your hood?
What the heck?
Where is
Are you guys
your hood?
paid to come here today?
No. Are you paid?
No.
He's an independent.
No, unfortunately, we're not paid either.
Do you live here? Go home.
No.
That's racist.
I don't.
Exactly.
Raise your hand
What
if you
brings you
live
The hell is that?
Raise your hand if you live here.
I live here.
We live
How far
here.
is SeaWorld?
Get that camera out of here. Tell him to get out of here.
Don't touch your sign. Don't touch my sign. It's First Amendment.
No.
Don't touch my sign. It's my First Amendment. Fuck your camera. Get your camera here. Turn it off. Fuck your First Amendment.
The sign.
He
Maybe
ripped the
don't put it in
sign.
my
Good.
face.
My sign.
Well, don't put it in my face.
Touch
He's
my
not
sign.
putting it in your face. He's putting it in front of your camera.
What do we got over here?
Don't touch your sign. No way.
Hello, sir. How are you today?
Don't talk.
What brings you out here today?
He's a Klansman.
Oh, he's a
What brings you
Klansman.
guys out here today? Oh, you think they're trying to ban books?
No
What
to
books are
book
they trying to
ban.
ban?
They banned Animal Farm. They banned A Farewell to Arms. And a few other great history books. Not history books, but, novels, fiction, American writers.
It's a long list.
Yeah, can you name some of them?
I would prefer to.
You got the list.
I mean, I just
don't
named
know.
at least 3.
I mean, I think there are books that are age appropriate for school.
You
libraries,
guys should at
don't
least
you?
be able to name 3.
Knowledge.
Do you think there's such a thing as an age appropriate book for a school library?
Yeah.
This is all going to be loaded questions.
They're
No.
not.
Do you
They're
think
not
there are
loaded.
books that are age appropriate for a school library?
Would you like to talk with someone who's not confrontational?
I just want to know if you
He's
think
not
that there are books
confrontational.
that are age appropriate for a school
What do
library.
you think?
Obviously, do you think we should have porn in
No.
schools?
What's porn?
Sir,
What's porn? Nudity. What do you think of the book Genderqueer, where there's a kid blowing a strap on? Do you think that's appropriate for a school library?
sir,
Have you seen
Dude,
it?
he's a legit
You
NPC.
think that's funny that that's in schools?
Look at this motherfucker.
Okay.
I think you're brainwashed.
So do you think some books are age appropriate for schools?
that's not the question.
That is
That's
what he
my
asked.
question.
No, well, that's not my answer.
Well, do you have an answer for my question?
No, the question.
No, you don't.
It's a red herring. The
How so?
issue that this group wants has nothing to do with school books, has nothing to do with SL. It has to do with taking public schools private. I don't
Huh?
have an issue with private schools.
No one's trying to take
I
public
do-
schools
What the
private.
fuck are you talking
Yes,
about?
that is
No, they believe in school choice, where
if-
parents can send their kids to the school of their
school
choice.
choice is
That's
fine.
not taking
But
public
is
schools
it
private.
is it not a conflict of interest to have the chairman of the public school board, the founder of Moms for Liberty? I have no problem with their philosophy,
Okay.
but they do not belong in a public school group.
Why not?
Send
They're
your kids
moms.
to private school. Support
Look at this
private
lady.
school.
Hey, lady, how many of your kids, not grandkids, how many of your kids are in school? Let your kids worry about that. Their kids.
But don't serve on a public
Wait a minute, wait a
school
minute.
school board.
Are you telling me that if
So you're saying every politician, because they oppose something, shouldn't be able to serve in a public position? I agree with you. Let's do that.
a woman, Bridget Ziegler,
Mhm.
feels that she can help to improve public schools, not only here in Sarasota, but across the country, which she's working to do as vice president of their school board training program. Are you telling me that as an American citizen, she shouldn't do that if she feels she can help to make public schools
No,
better for all these
what
kids?
I'm telling you that she shouldn't do it if her real goal is to privatize public schools, and you can do
Well, who
your
says
own.
that's her goal?
That's not her
you can
goal.
That you can do your own
Do you know her?
research and see. Yes, I
School of
do,
choice
and
is not
I'm very
privatized
fond
school.
of her as an individual.
And she's told you she wants to privatize all public
Of course, she
schools?
hasn't told.
Oh,
me.
okay.
So where do you get this from? Yes, and as I just said, that's totally different than wanting to privatize public schools.
It's really not, because a lot of children cannot afford the voucher plus the private school.
Okay, I don't know what they're talking about, these vouchers. The last two cities I've lived in, when it comes to kids' school of choice for the high schools, there was no voucher. They basically said, hey, I want to go to this school. And they're like, okay, yes or no, we can't take you. Well, same thing here. My kids want to go to a different school because of a different STEM subject. They can. They're allowed to. There's no such thing as a fucking voucher. I have 7 high schools in this city.
Where do they take the voucher?
Wherever they want to, if
Well,
they
how
want
can they
to.
do that? How can a lower income, you know what? Here's the thing. He's making a film
See,
and he's going
she
to
can't
chop
answer
it
the
up
question.
to suit their purpose.
Actually, I'm gonna
not chopped up
put
at all.
all of this every single second up on Twitter. You can go check it out at Billboard Chris.
What is your name?
So you guys think porn belongs in school?
What is your name?
Billboard Chris.
No, what's your real name?
Chris Elston.
I don't know what that's
Go to
about.
my
We don't
Twitter
do that
account
shit here.
at Billboard Chris. Go to my Twitter account at Billboard Chris. Check it out.
Support our schools.
Support our schools. Support our schools. Support our schools. Let's see if they're coming back.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. That's what I wanted to show y'all today. It's amazing how people are so brainwashed and blind that when you bring them the truth, what's the first thing they do? They shut down. They reboot. They call you a racist and everything under the book. What were these parents doing 20, 30 years ago? Especially that lady. She's grown up and see how much it's changed. I assume so. Yeah, people do ruin people for you daily. But at the same time, do I look at people and think, God damn, they're fucking stupid? Yes. Are they going to affect the way I run my day? No. Because in 5 minutes, I'm going to fucking forget about it. Unless they really piss me off, then it'll take probably a couple months. That being said, not telling y'all how to think, just telling y'all to think. I will have another stream coming up later. Since it's a talk about all these. It's because they are zombies, man. They're like I said, they're brainwashed. They're NPCs. They're only saying what they're being told to say. Like you watch those two couples on the end. They had nothing to say to any of the questions he asked. Dude was like, name 3 books. I named 3. Well, he said name some books. I named 3 off the top of my head. Granted, they weren't one of the books that's being banned right now, but they banned those books for racism. Yeah, I think Animal Farm was for racism and, not being diversity, but, fuck's the word. But that's how society really works. If you guys have watched it already, those of you that watched it with me, I think yesterday, the day before, you kind of see why it works and why George Orwell is pretty much the author of modern day society. People were taking it as a Uner's manual of mice and men. Yes, they did take that out too because of racism. I don't know if they took it out because of the special needs guy, but I know it's because of racism. But I'm glad people still read books. Some people. Unfortunately, kids don't too much. Yep. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, like I said, the next video is going to be 25 minutes of, at least 25 minutes of me talking, and another 25 minutes of politicians saying that an election was stolen, yet they have no indictments for that same reason. Anyway, next time. Peace out, all of y'all.